Think you've eaten garlic? Not until you've grown it like this. Say goodbye to bland garlic. Here's the secret to harvesting, curing, and storing garlic with big flavor and long life. Today, I want to talk to you about this pungent root crop. I'm Gardener Coo, here's El Nachador, and let's go ward off some vampires. So I am going to be doing this video a little backwards today because today's the day I finally get to harvest my garlic. You know the plants are ready to harvest when the leaves have died back by half to 2/3. Now, some people like to cut the water off to their garlic beds, but I prefer to let them air dry in the shade for about 3 days. This way I don't have to take my bed out of production. After that, it's off to curing, but before we go down that road, let's talk about the two different types of garlic out there. You have Softneck and Hardneck types, and they both like something a little different in cultivation, and it's all about how much cold they can take. Hardneck garlic is best for the northern part of the US, while Softneck garlics are best for mild winter areas in the south. Flavor-wise, Hardneck is just so much better. It's got twice the flavor of Softneck and much larger cloves. But with everything wonderful, there is a drawback. It doesn't store nearly as long as Softneck. All the garlic you buy in the grocery store is Softneck garlic, except for elephant garlic, which is actually an onion. Hardneck stores for usually 6 months, whereas Softneck can go for up to a year. Honestly, cured properly and kept in the correct temperature after that, I have pushed my Hardneck to 11 months. For this reason, I've stopped growing Softneck garlic at all. Hardneck garlic also has a bonus crop of garlic scapes, unopened flowers that you harvest in late spring that taste like garlic and green onions crossed. I like to saute them or stir fry them for a big punch of garlic flavor. So I'm going to get to digging these up and then we can talk about curing. Just a note, be careful when you're digging up the bulbs. If you damage it with the spade, it will no longer store. I lost a ton of garlic last year because my little sis was not great with a trowel. If that happens, as will probably happen today, it's time to make garlic confit, i.e. garlic oil crack. Let's pop quickly over to Clicky so he can give you that easy recipe to make.
So we didn't actually lose any garlic to trowel related incidents this year, but that's no excuse not to have some garlic confit. This stuff couldn't be simpler to make. Peel your garlic. My favorite thing about these giant garlics is that there's just less to peel, and the skins come off pretty easily. One year we grew this garlic that had these tiny little cloves with tight skin. It was just almost unusable because we had to spend so much time peeling it every time we wanted to use it. Next, cut off the root ends from each clove and put however much garlic you're going to use into any oven-proof sort of thing. I'm using this loaf pan here for its narrow base and tall sides. You're going for a good ratio of garlic to oil here, so that should drive your choice of container. This garlic oil is great to use in everything, so it will not be going to waste, trust me. But you don't want to go nuts here. Toss in some herbs from the garden. You could use thyme, rosemary, oregano, that sort of thing. You don't really need to chop these or anything. They're mostly just flavoring the oil. Cover the garlic completely in olive oil and bake this in a low oven around 250 for an hour or two. The garlic should be very soft and have just a bit of color when it's done. Once it's out of the oven and cooled, pour everything into a mason jar and toss it in the fridge. This is critical for food safety here. What to do with this stuff? This stuff is a great addition to pasta, both the garlic cloves themselves and the oil. My favorite thing is to use it when I make bread. I'll take my dough, stretch it out flat, add maybe 4 cloves of the garlic confit, lightly mash that up and spread it around with a bunch of the oil, then add some cubed cheese on top. Once I have all the flavorings added, I'll roll it up into a tube, roll that tube into a spiral, and then shape the whole thing into a ball. Proof it, bake it, and you've got a really great cheesy garlic loaf. As Serious Eats put it, it's easier to make a section on how not to use garlic confit.
After getting the garlic out of the ground, you want to move it to someplace that's fully shaded and has really good air circulation. You're going to leave it here for 2 to 3 days just to get an initial dry, and then you're moving it inside to cure. And if you're wondering what these things are behind me, I made a Murderbot video about creating suspended gardens. You should check it out. All right, so I know there's a lot going on around here. In a later video, I'll show you how to make your own fluorescent mushrooms for Halloween. Our little village here goes all out. But for now, let's go over the final step of curing your garlic. So why don't you join me in the closet with a fan? So to cure garlic just means prepping it so it will last in long-term storage. First, you want to take a small hand broom or a kitchen scrubber, and then you just want to brush the excess soil off outside. And do this gently. And then you want to bring it into a hot, dark place. This means 2 or 3 weeks in temperatures at or above 80 degrees, full shade, and really good air circulation. I like to put them in my closet upstairs, in my guest room, on wire racks, and then I turn on a box fan the whole time. Warning, this will make the room smell intensely of garlic while curing. After that, I like to cut off the stalks and then store them in a cool, dark, dry place. You could also use an attic with a fan to cure the garlic or a covered porch in a dry climate. Basically anywhere that is hot and dry and with good air movement. Now, for storage, for those of you lucky enough to have a root cellar or an unfinished basement, hooray for you. But for me, I get to store them in bulb boxes in the back of my garage, covered in burlap. The burlap lets the air through but also keeps it dark. Now, some of you may be thinking you have an extra garage fridge, so why not store it in there? This will not work. Garlic likes to be stored at 40 to 45 degrees, and a refrigerator is just too cold for that. It ends up simulating winter for them, and after about 3 months or so, they will start to sprout. So when putting your bulbs into long-term storage, you want to single out the largest undamaged bulbs. You want to make sure these are on top because these are going to be your seed garlic for next year. All right, so it's been 2 weeks and you want to see if your garlic is ready to move into long-term storage. So what you want to do is you want to grab the garlic bulb and then you're going to kind of squish it around, and if it detaches, with a little bit of force, it's ready. But if it doesn't detach like this one, it's not ready. So you want to leave it in for another week to continue drying. Now, if you're in a northern climate, just break the bulbs apart and plant each clove on a 6-inch circle in the fall. I, on the other hand, do not really have that option since I have such warm winters. So for me, I got a great tip from Epic Gardening, and it's to treat garlic like a tulip bulb. What that means is I put my garlic bulbs in the fridge in the fall in like a paper bag for 6 to 10 weeks. This simulates winter, and then I plant the garlic between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and voila, I can grow hardneck garlic. Be sure not to store it next to apples or potatoes. One trick the Epic guys missed was you have to space your hardneck garlic out a lot more in a coastal climate. Otherwise, you get terrible rust, which is a fungal disease, and it just kills your crop. So I plant my hardneck garlic on 12-inch centers instead of 6-inch, and that does the trick. Yes, I am sacrificing a lot of production to grow hardneck instead of softneck, but trust me, hardneck garlic is so worth it. If you've been enjoying this video, please hit like and subscribe. And, let me know if you have any plant questions or garlic questions. It doesn't just have to be about vampire repellent. So for the varieties you should grow, I used to try out all the different types, but I always come back to music. It has the biggest cloves and the best flavor and great storage. I just love this garlic. I'm not even willing to try any of the other ones anymore. So now that I've started talking plant varieties, let's swing fully into cultivation. Plant garlic twice the depth of its clove, i.e. twice its longest side. Make sure to only plant the larger cloves as well. Save the little ones for like garlic confit we talked about. And make sure to amend with a fertilizer at the time of planting. Garlic really wants rich soil, full sun, and good drainage. It, like onions, doesn't like any plants growing around it. Do as I say, not as I do. Finally, just give it regular water and keep it free from weeds. That's it. Oh, on one note, one year I overbought my seed garlic and I didn't see it was 5 pounds instead of the normal 1 pound. So I ended up planting a ton in the front yard, and it was growing really great until the gophers showed up. Yes, I know, gophers don't eat garlic, but do you know what they will do? They'll move it around your garden, so you have garlic popping up everywhere in weird spots for years. So protect your garlic from gophers. So reserve your garlic today. I usually get it from Territorial Seeds or Johnny's, and plant yourself some flavor. Like, let me know when you get your first harvest of your bulbs, or better yet, when you mess it up like we did and have to make garlic confit. I'm Gardener Coo. Nacho is somewhere. Go get your hands dirty.